It's no secret that Transformers 1 didn't really do so great at the box office, not even managing to make double of its $75 million budget. While nothing's been confirmed yet, it won't be a surprise if this flop damaged the studio's original idea to have this movie be part one of a trilogy, which is why I made this video to discuss what could potentially be if the studio's original vision of the trilogy ever got to see the light of day, and also a bit of a fan-made pitch for the other two parts of this trilogy. Before we get into the pitch, here are some clarifications about the movie's continuity. First, no, this is not part of the Bayverse, no matter what Lorenzo, the producer of the movies, say. If that were the case, then Sentinel Prime would have somehow survived. The other Transformers would have just forgot what he did, I guess. He turned red, crashed into the moon, and teamed up with the guy who tore him in half. If that is not peak writing, I don't know what is. Second of all, while it's pretty unclear if the movie's supposed to be connected with the Nightverse, those movies didn't give much backstory to Cybertron other than what we already know. So this pitch won't interfere with those movies' continuity either. Now let's get into Transformers 2, the second movie of the Onverse, or whatever you call it, picking up where one left off. The Autobots and Decepticons aren't really at war yet. In fact, the Autobots probably don't even know that the Decepticons exist yet, which is pretty funny. They also left the Quintesson plotline hanging, which is why I think they would be the main villains of the movie. Let's say that they didn't retreat because of Optimus's message, and they still want to seize Cybertron for themselves. I'd have both the Autobots and Decepticons fight against them, but as individual factions instead of them teaming up. This could be used to showcase the difference between Optimus's and Megatron's morals, perhaps with Optimus trying to reason with the Quintessons instead of fighting them, and commanding his Autobots to minimize as many casualties as they could if they do get into a fight. Meanwhile, Megatron and the Decepticons would do everything they could to destroy every single Quintesson. After all, the Quintessons also played a major role in D16's downfall, so he must resent them as well. One moment I had in mind for the sequel was other Autobots, such as Sunstreaker, nudging Optimus to attack the Quintessons head-on instead of trying to make peace, but Optimus still doesn't attack them anyways. This leads to the destruction of Iacon. Some Autobots see this as a sign of weakness on Optimus's part and decide to join the Decepticons instead. In the final act, both Autobots and Decepticons will arrive at the Quintesson ship in outer space. Optimus, still holding on to his ideals, confronts the Quintesson leader and reasons with him about why Cybertron should be spared, maybe even saving his life from one of the Decepticons and showing that there is hope for the Cybertronians. Meanwhile, Megatron and the Decepticons attack the Quintessons, and Megatron brutally murders a Quintesson commander. The Quintesson leader saw this, changed his mind, and decided there is no more hope for Cybertron and tries to destroy Cybertron, leading to Optimus and the Autobots battling and stopping him once and for all. This shows how Megatron almost destroyed Cybertron because of his rage and his ideals about revenge. The movie can end with the declaration of war between both Autobots and Decepticons, leading into the third movie, perhaps with a time skip of millions of years into the war and showcasing the fall of Cybertron, but that's a video for another day. This is only my brief pitch for Transformers 2, so I'd like to hear what you'd change about it in the comments below. And if you want me to continue with a pitch for Transformers 3, or a more in-depth video about this one going more into details. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Have a good one.